Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again on another guide. So, this one's going to be a little different as well. I'm going to focus more on overworld farming for you newer players. Not you brand new players. You could try if you're feeling ballsy enough, but for you somewhat newer players who are struggling, you're kind of in that transition from level 1 to level 2 dungeons. You're finding there are reds everywhere. The monsters are just slightly too difficult for you at this stage, or it's just overall far too crowded, which, let's be honest, these dungeons lately have been insanely crowded. So this will be part one, fairly easy, but possibly fairly lucrative overworld farms for newer players. So the easiest way to get to this location is to obviously go to a ruin library. You've got one outside of the Outpost Moongate. I'm sure some guilds you're in have them as well, or the Witcher Ruin Library. But if you don't want to go through finding a ruin library for yourself, if you're still unfamiliar with these locations, you could always just go hit a Moongate, land in Anchor's Rest, go to the town, and then hit the tunnel just below the town, right there. Run through the tunnel, and then southeast to Vurte Tul Rru. Vurte Tul Rru is something that I found used to be fairly difficult before the mob change, and very lucrative. It wasn't something for newer players back then. Whereas now, with the mob rework, I think it's a great newer-ish player farm. There's three entrances to this location. It's kind of its own island within a lake. It's an elf village, I think, something of that nature. The design, the aesthetic, it's great. I think they did a wonderful job with it. The mobs, I'm not going to say they're super easy. They kind of hit hard for what they are, but you really shouldn't be in danger of dying to these if you pull one at a time as a newer player. I may go in and pull a few more just to show you their abilities, but simply put, this farm's going to net you anywhere from 280 gold a kill to roughly 600, depending on how long the mobs have been up. You might even get more at that point. You've got archers that are similar to SSC. I'll show you right here. I'll let this guy hit me. Firing a volley kind of hurts. You've got the stealth guy here in the form of the stalker. He hits hard as well when he goes stealth and pops up. And then you have the tree tongues that produce some form of an AoE that also hits fairly hard. I'm not sitting in any defensive stances right now. I very well could be, and I'm still able to tank a lot of the damage from these guys. So again, newer players, one at a time. If you're built to tank, maybe grab two or three if you like. If you're a summoner, go ahead and pull the whole area. I mean, you're a summoner necro, you'll be fine. Just resummon your pets. So we've seen the stalker. He goes invisible, pops up, backstab you. We've seen the archer who shoots volleys. They both do about half your health or so with their main abilities there. They both drop about 300 gold. And the tree tongue here is going to drop roughly 500. Up to 600 depending. So the great thing about this location, other than the fact that the mobs aren't too difficult, especially if you pull one at a time, is it's generally uncontested. Whenever I come here, there's no one here. It's kind of a surprise. Maybe not really, though, because of where it's located in the new land zones. Most people don't run around Vurte Tul Rru for any reason other than maybe lumberjacking or their houses here. So it's not one you find players who've been around for a long time actively go to and farm anymore after the changes. I've seen some people boating in the lake around it, training their fishing maybe. I've also seen a monster boat on this lake as well, so maybe that's why some people will show up here. But the only person I've seen here consistently, maybe not recently at all, is Violent Doza, and I think that's because he has a house here. Violent Doza is a good guy. I've talked to him in Discord a few times, seen his videos. He's got a YouTube. Check it out if you haven't. I've also seen him stream in the past. He's a stealth backstabber. So he may be in the area. If you see him, say hi. He's a nice guy. He might leave you alone. Maybe not. Who knows? You know, reds, they have moods too. So if you do find a red here, though, the thing I like the most about this location is that if you need to, it's easy to run around and get them tagged by mobs. It may not be as big a deal or a saving grace in the future with this upcoming change to aspects, but as you can see, you can go up and down ladders, stairs, there's LOS all over the place, and there's 3 entrances. This makes it an incredibly good location for newer players to get away from not only mobs, but reds. Here's one of the 3 locations. I'll run around to the north one to show you the last one. But as I do that, I'm sure you've noticed, this location has a lot of mobs. If we were to sit here and count, my guess, 20, 25. that drop anywhere from 250 to 500 gold a kill. And as a newer player, that simply means this is going to be an endless farm for you. You don't have to worry about mobs not respawning. You don't have to worry about competition. Take your time, learn the pulls, learn the area, enjoy it. Hopefully I don't die here. But I think I should be able to tank all four. Again, these mobs aren't too crazy besides the volleys and AoEs. If I go full defensive, I'll be fine. Now that's pretty much it for Vurte Tul Rru, guys. And I want to let you know something. I've been around about 11 months on Outlands, and I'm learning new things every day. And now that I'm starting a series for newer players on Overworld farming, feel free to recommend some spots you guys like, you want to see cleared, or just have questions about because it interests you. Again, like I said, I'm learning things every day. I don't know every spot that exists, but I'm going to go test them out for all you guys so that when you do find that you're having a difficult time in dungeons or your favorite spots are farmed, there'll be plenty of options for you to come and check out locations like these. But once again, thanks for joining me. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you around. Feel free to say hi to me out in the overworld. Until next time.